The Han are a First Nations people of Canada and an Alaska Native Athabaskan people of the United States. They are part of the Athabaskan-speaking, ethnolinguistic group. The traditional lands centered on a heavily forested area around the Yukon River and straddling what is now the Alaska-Yukon Territory border. In later times, the Han population became centered in Dawson City, Yukon and Eagle, Alaska. Etymology. The name Han is a shortening of Hangkutchin, which is the Gwich'in word Hang-Isian for the Han, literally meaning people of the river. This word has been spelled variously as Hankoatchin, Hunkuchin, Hongkutchin, Hankutchin, 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 Hanwekeen, and Hungwichin. The French traders called the Han gens du fou, gens de fou, gens de fou, gens des fous, or gens de fine. The name gens de fou has also been used to refer to the northern Tutchone. The Hangkutchin were then known as gens de bois or gens des bois in association with the forested territory. History. The Han were one of the last northern Athabaskan groups to have contact with European peoples. In 1851, Robert Campbell from the Hudson's Bay Company was the first known white man to enter Han territory, when he traveled from Fort Selkirk to Fort Yukon. It was not until 1873 and 1874, after the United States purchase of Alaska, that two trading posts were set up. One was established by Moses Mercier, a former employee of the Hudson's Bay Company, in Belle Isle across the Eagle River. The other, Fort Reliance, was established on the Yukon, just below the mouth of the Klondike River, near Dawson, by two Alaska Commercial Company traders, Leroy N. McQuestion and Frank Bonifield. Gradually trading with whites resulted in the Han shifting from the traditional fishing-hunting economy to a fur-trapping economy, as they grew increasingly reliant on such European goods as guns, clothing, and canvas. From 1887 to 1895, Bishop William Bumpus established the first Anglican church mission in Han territory, and gradually the people shifted away from traditional religion. They also combined it with Christianity in a syncretic fashion. The Han suffered high mortality during several epidemics of new infectious diseases, to which they had no immunity. Culture. Food. Historically, fish, especially salmon, comprised the main part of the Han diet. King salmon was caught along the Yukon River in June and chum salmon in August. Fishing tools included weirs, traps, gill nets, tip nets, spears, and harpoons. Salmon was dried and stored for winter consumption. Between the salmon runs from June to September, the river camps were abandoned. The Han men sought other fish, moose, caribou, birds, bears, and small game. Men hunted game while women fished. The women traditionally cooked by stone boiling in woven spruce root baskets. Housing. A square half-recessed house was made of wooden poles and moss insulation. This served as the main type of housing. The people erected temporary domed houses made of skin stretched over tied branches when they were traveling. Language. The Han language is most similar to Gwich'in. It is more distantly related to Upper Tanana and Northern Tutchone. The language was used as a lingua franca by Gwich'in, Tutchone, Tajish, and Upper Tanana peoples toward the end of the 19th century during the gold rush in the Yukon. The language is now the most endangered language of Alaska, with only a few speakers. Bibliography. Crow, John R. and Amp Obley, Philip R. Han. In J. Helm, Handbook of North American Indians, Subarctic, Washington, Smithsonian Institution. McPhee, John. Coming into the Country. New York, Farrett, Strauss, and Giroux. Mishler, Craig and William E. Simon. Han, People of the River, Hanwekeen. Fairbanks, University of Alaska Press. Osgood, Cornelius. The Han Indians, a compilation of ethnographic and historical data on the Alaska-Yukon boundary area. Yale University Publications in Anthropology. New Haven, Connecticut.